Scary story number 19, title, Night Drive. Story begins. This happened about a week ago. I just got off work and was going back home at 9 p.m. since I worked all day. The drive to my house from work is about 30 minutes away from where I live, so I drive for an hour in total. 30 minutes to get to work and another 30 minutes to get back home. These shifts tend to get tiring, but the job pays well. Halfway home I noticed the roads were completely deserted. Not a single car passed me, not even a set of headlights in my rearview mirror. It was strange, but didn't think much of it. Small town roads are often empty this time of night. Then out of nowhere, a figure leaps into the road, silhouetted by my headlights. My heart slammed into my ribs as I stomped on the brakes, the tires screeching against the asphalt. The car jolted to a halt just a foot away from her. Her movements were a chaotic mix of urgency and precision, as if this wasn't her first time. Instinctively, my hand shot toward the door lock, but before I could seal myself in, she yanked the handle with startling force. The door flew open and cold metal pressed against my head. A semi-automatic pistol. The woman was Hispanic, possibly in her early 20s, with blonde highlights streaking her dark hair. She wore a gray hoodie and black jeans, her mouth concealed by a face mask that only made her eyes sharp and unyielding, even more terrifying. "Take me here now," she said, shoving her phone toward me to show a location on the map. Her voice was low but firm, with just enough edge to freeze me in place. "And if you try to go anywhere else, I'll blow your fucking head off. Got it?" "Yes, perfectly clear," I stammered, my voice trembling. "Just calm down. Don't shoot me." My hands were shaking, my grip on the steering wheel slick with sweat. One wrong move, I thought, and I'm dead. She barked out directions, her words clipped and direct. Every turn took me farther away from home, into unfamiliar streets and highways. I drove for nearly an hour, all the while trying to piece together what was happening. When I tried to ask where we were going, she snapped, "Shut up," and that was the end of our conversation. Eventually, we arrived in another city. She directed me down a side street and told me to pull into a dark alley. A car was parked there, its headlights off like it had been waiting for us. She stepped out of the car to approach the vehicle that belonged to two men who looked like they were affiliated with a gang or a drug cartel. I couldn't hear what was said, but it was clear something had gone wrong. One of the men raised his gun, then the other. Two quick flashes of light. She was dead before she hit the ground. Before I could think, my body acted on instinct. I slammed the car into reverse, the engine roaring as I sped backward out of the alley. The first gunshot cracked through the air, shattering my rear windshield. Glass sprayed everywhere, and I ducked low, gripping the wheel with trembling hands. They followed me down the streets until I drove out of the city and drove back on the highway. I lost them. They weren't after me anymore. A wave of relief washed over me, but it didn't last long. Red and blue lights flashed in the distance, and a siren blared as a police car pulled up behind me. Under normal circumstances, seeing the cops would have been the last thing I wanted, especially for speeding, but tonight, they were exactly what I needed. My hands trembled as I pulled over, my car lurching to a stop on the side of the road. "Did you know that you were going 10 miles over the speed limit?" the officer asked. "I'm sorry, officer. I had two men coming after me and my life was in danger," I replied to the officer. He said I needed to come back to the police station to make a statement and tell them everything. The detective said that they'll be in touch and let me know if anything comes up. A week later, and still haven't gotten any updates on the two men I encountered. I did, however, get information on the woman who held me at gunpoint, since her body was still at the same spot where she was shot. Her name was Mila Delgado, a 22-year-old drug dealer who brought cocaine that was laced with fentanyl, according to forensics. It's possible that the men that night had a fentanyl test strip with them and realized that Mila was trying to kill them, leading to her death. Story ends.